I told them I would be here. They didn't believe. Well, look at me now. We're about to light it up tonight. Nobody's gonna stop us. No one's gonna get left up. 'Cause we're coming up right now. 'Cause we're coming up right now.
Hey guys, how was that? Is that a lot better? Check the feed. We were going and then I heard a few of you saying it's a little choppy. Let it rain with hearts for me if it's working a lot better for you. There it goes. Yeah. All right, my apologies guys. I should have double checked. My phone decided to attach itself to the gym's Wi-Fi, and sorry UFC, but it's not the best one. Won't worry, we'll fix it. But for right now, I wanted to make sure you guys are good to go. All right, so let's get back to, we're gonna begin our 2-minute interval, and we're gonna be at a 4% incline and a speed of 5. So go ahead and do that. Yay! Thanks guys for the feedback, I appreciate you. All right, back to a 5. Perfect. So again, we're on a 4% incline, we're at a 5 speed, we're on the treadmill. Today's workout, if you follow it once, it's 30 minutes. If you do it twice, it will last you an hour. And because I am 6 weeks out, I intend on doing an hour. And you guys are more than welcome to join me or get in your, what you need, a 30 or a 45, and then stay on, ask your questions. Let's get to chatting and let's distract each other. Perfect. So we'll stay here for another 30 seconds and then we'll switch the intervals. Again, if you guys are just joining or if you missed it, the workout was posted in my stories. And if you follow it once, it's 30 minutes. If you do 2 rounds, it's an hour. So it just depends on where you're at in your journey and what works best for you. We've got about 15 seconds. It's called Fit Radio app, and it's written on the workout at the very top. If you look at the stories, it's a wonderful app with great mixes, great guided cardio workouts for stairs, elliptical, treadmill, or taking it outside. I enjoy using it for my group training because there's also kind of a timer that does intervals, so I can set it to however much I want. If I want 30 seconds on and 15 seconds off, I can set it. I can have it set mixes 2 beats per minute, so all I gotta do is follow the beat of the music and it keeps me going. So Bianca is my favorite, Run with B on Instagram. She usually does a lot of the elliptical workouts. She kicks my butt and I love it. So again, Fit Radio app, it's an awesome app. I can't take full credit for that one. My husband Gilbert actually found it. He found it on Groupon. We paid 18 bucks for the year and it's paid for itself time in and time out. I mean, my group training clients absolutely love the mixes. I mean, there's old school, new school. Some of us 80s and 90s peeps, we know when music was good. There's those mixes on there too. So it's a fantastic, fantastic app. If you haven't had a chance to do it, to try it, please do. I haven't had anyone tell me that they haven't liked it. All right, so now we get to bring it down to 2% incline. This will be our recovery zone, and we're gonna stay right around a 4 or a 4.5. I put down 4, but I'm gonna stay at 4.5. Yeah, the 80s and 90s, I know, right? It's fire. I really do love it. And you know what, music really keeps me going. I listen to all types of genres of music. When you do as much cardio as I do, the worst thing that you can do is listen to the same playlist over and over again. It's almost like when you're working in retail and you hear that same song for the 3rd time, you're just like, I need to get out of here. That's how I'll feel when I'm doing cardio. So that's why I like to have different mixes all the time. I don't care if it's alternative music or 80s music or hip hop radio, like it just, whatever I'm in the mood for, and I just love mixes. I like those. I like mashups too. Those are my favorite. All right, guys. I think we are 1 minute away from our getting out of our recovery zone and starting that up again with the 8%. So if you notice, it goes 8, 6, 4, 2. As far as incline goes, we start up high, work our way down, and then we're gonna do that each time. So you still have 45 seconds to go. Definitely feeling the burn right now in my inner thighs. So just a little quick tip for you guys. If you start feeling like a pull in your kneecap, like this is something that happened to me earlier this week. I literally was having my toes straight, and it looked like my knee on my right side was turning slightly to the left because it was so tight. Now, a lot of times when we feel pain, we're like, oh my gosh, something's wrong, and then we need to go to a doctor. But that's the beauty of learning about your body. That's why I love being a trainer. That's why I love being a nerd, really. But I found out that it was my IT band and my vastus medialis. That's that teardrop kind of looking muscle for your quad. That was so tight, it was pulling my kneecap. So I had to literally spend about 50 minutes rolling out, and I mean a really good rollout. Like, it was kind of painful, a few tears dropped. And then it was like, voila, I'm all better. So think about it. If you're feeling certain things, it might be because you're really tight. When's the last time you've gotten a sports massage? When's the last time you've actually rolled out properly? And I don't mean that BS rollout that I see a lot of people do before they jump into a class. It's like a quick 1, 2, and done. It should be at least 30 seconds each limb, if not more. The amount of work you're putting into your body, you have to take the time to recover. And because of all the traveling I was doing, I wasn't recovering as much, and boy, did my body make sure to tell me about it. All right, so we are done with this interval. We're gonna go ahead and bring our incline up to 8% in about 5 seconds, and then our speed between 5 and 5.5. All right, let's go. Perfect. Awesome. How you guys doing out there? Awesome. My heart rate's right around 157. Where are you guys at? Woo! That's where I like to be when I'm running. I like to be in the 150s. I like the athletic conditioning zone for me. I start off with a session either on the elliptical or on the treadmill, and I rotate through them. So since I'm starting off with a running session, my next session will more than likely be elliptical, and then tonight it'll probably be another run. Hello from Argentina. Man, this is so cool to see so many people tuning in from all around the world. It just excites me. It makes me think, how much further can I take this? If I work that much harder, could I like be a traveling trainer? Could I go to different gyms and give seminars and do sessions like this? It'd be so fun. I love my life. I feel so blessed. Fitness is so freaking awesome. I should have done this a long time ago. All right, guys. This interval is feeling pretty good. Not too bad. But almost there now. Again, we're at an 8% incline and a 5.5 speed. Aw, thank you so much, Karina. Hello from LA. That's what I'm talking about. Like, not like I haven't been there already, right? Feel like I'm coming in and out of SoCal all the time. I would love to come out to LA more, just to work with more people. I'd like to come actually all over the US if I could. Go to the East Coast, hit up the Midwest. Maybe we'll plan a tour. That would be really fun, right? Gotta dream big. Dream big. That is my goal. Hopefully I'll be able to meet every single one of you. All right, that interval, clearly I'm tired. That interval is over. Let's go ahead and bring it down to a 6% incline. And then let's bring our speed at a 4.5. So it's a little bit of recovery. Is that heart rate is at the 160, so we're gonna bring it down a little bit. So I like to up and down, up and down. Oh, yes. I've never been to Canada. That is a goal of mine. A good friend of mine, Justine Monroe, lives over there. She's always telling me to get my buns over there. So that is on my bucket list, on my to-do list, my wish list. I want to go to Canada. That'd be so awesome. How many cardio are you doing every day? So Karina, I mentioned earlier that now that today's officially 6 weeks out. So me personally, I have to do a lot more cardio to get my conditioning in a really good spot. So I'm on 3 cardio sessions right now. Don't tell Kimoto. I'll tell him later. He knows that as a personal trainer, and because I'm very meticulous, I take a lot of notes. You guys should see how many journals I have. So every single prep I've done, I have I have a journal that kind of gives me an idea of where I was at around this time, how much food I ate, what my macros were, where my cardio was. So I have a blueprint, if you will, for myself. And that's why I kind of make different decisions that I always make sure my coach is informed of. But I'm a little crazy. I can't just sit down and do nothing. I mean, it's the Olympia. I mean, I gotta bring my best. You know, have you seen the lineup? It's incredible. This might just be the toughest Olympia yet. And you know your girl's doing everything she can to make sure she stays at the top. So that is my goal. Think big. Never settle for less than that. Oh, not cool. So let me go back to, oh, Gloria. Good call. The Breena live tour. Oh my gosh, that gave me chills. That was almost like I don't know why, but I immediately thought of Janet Jackson and her Red Velvet Rope tour because that was so dope. I'm like, ooh, a tour. I like the name of that. All right, guys. We went a little bit over that interval because you distracted me. Ha! All right, we're gonna go down to a 4, and we're gonna pick our speed up now to a 5. So as far as the incline percentage, remember it's a workout that's inspired by the Fit Radio app. So on there, they were able to, you can look at the workout, and that's kind of what I did. And then I changed the speeds up a little bit based on, you know, where I've been. So, I mean, there really isn't a wrong or a right answer if you think about it. It just matters if you want to climb up the ladder or climb down the ladder. And what I mean by that is go up an incline and then come back down, or start up high, work your way down. I mean, it's about playing. No matter what, you're gonna burn calories, right? So you can't really get it wrong. That's right. That's right, Nate. I gotta hustle for that muscle. Woo. It's so funny because I remember when I first started, I was literally a string bean. I'm gonna have to bug the hubby to look in the archive so I can show you guys how, you know, I know you guys saw my story, my back picture, where I had my lipoxyderm bottle, which is almost gone, by the way. I need some more. I didn't always have that. I mean, it was probably as flat as this wall. That was about as much back definition as I had. So it just goes to show you, all natural, by the way, hard work, lots and lots of reps, heavy as I could do, and patience. I had to be patient. It's been, if you think about it, we're working on 4 years of training to get to this point. And I've only been competing for 3. About to be 4 if you think about it. So it was like September. Yeah. But we're about to be in September, so yeah, it's been that long. That's why it's like I always say, and you guys probably get tired of me saying it, but I gotta keep reminding you, it's bodybuilding, not bodybuild. It takes time to build the physique you want. If you're gonna be impatient, you're gonna have a real tough time. I'm just keeping it 100. All right, guys, it's time to bring it down to a 2% incline and a 4 speed. 4 speed. All right, what other questions did I miss? Ooh, I missed quite a few. Hold on. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Trying to be as boss as I can. Okay, good. I'm glad you appreciated that feedback. I want to make sure it makes sense. Ooh, Nate, back in biceps tomorrow. What's tomorrow? To be honest, I don't know if I can even do back and biceps tomorrow, and here's why. So, after this IG Live cardio, I'm gonna hit shoulders again. I know I hit them yesterday, but I'm a little obsessed right now. I'm trying to get that cap. I need a little bit more. I want some more. I'm being greedy, guys. So I'm just gonna hit my caps just a little bit more. I got a client at 9, but then I'm gonna head to San Carlos and meet up with my sponsors at Snack headquarters. Probably gonna get in a all high altitude dome session in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do any sparring, but I definitely want to get some more conditioning in. And they got some new equipment that I'm like super stoked about. I've been getting emails from my sponsor Victor all week, and I cannot wait to share with you. It's called the Shuttle. Basically, imagine doing squat jumps horizontally. No pressure on those knees. Gravity is no longer a factor, just pure grit and hard work. Hopefully I'll be able to go live or maybe at least share a story with you guys later on some of the training that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be heading to San Carlos at the Snack headquarters every Friday and Monday. I'm gonna get in some crazy training. So Nate, I might be dead, but let's rain check for either Sunday or for maybe Sunday, because I think I'm gonna need some recovery time. Gotta be smart. As much as I wanna go beast mode, Super Saiyan, God status, I have to make sure I'm smart. I'm sure my husband's like, yes, be smart. I don't wanna hear you complaining later. I am that person that does whine a little bit later. But I mean, I am human. That emoji. All right, guys, so now that we are finished up with that interval, I think it's time to do it one more time. One more again. Let's go up to an 8. The 8 really does burn though. Yes, let's do it, Nate. Sunday, you and me, boy. Nate is the homie, man. Nate's been there since day one. Funny quick story. It's not really funny, but it is funny now. I'm sure Nate laughs about it all the time. But I remember it was after Gov Cup, and hey, what's up, Devin? It was after Gov Cup, and I was looking at one of the NPC news magazines with all the new pros, right? And my next show was supposed to be the NPC USA Bodybuilding Championships in Las Vegas. And I was scared. I was looking at all the winners and started crying in the gym. And I was telling Nate, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this. I don't have as much muscle, I'm so tiny. I'm never gonna be able to get my pro card. Why am I even doing this? I was having that kind of moment. And he looked at me, dang near slapped the magazine out my hand and said, do you know how hard you work? Do you not believe right now? If there's one thing that you do best, it's work hard. So don't even look at that. Do what you do best. And I was like, you're right. Now that's a homie right there. That is a homie. It's like, wipe them tears off, girl. That's not you. So that is the homie Nate. Afro Saiyan, man. That is my boy. Him and his wife, they've been such good friends to me. And that's what you guys gotta have. That support system is huge. You gotta have like-minded people around you. You gotta have people that are gonna push you and support you, believe in you, tell you to keep going. You know, my husband is one of my biggest supporters. He's the first one to help me make sure my breakfast is made. He's the one that's like, hey, you said you wanted to be at the gym by 5, right? Well, it's 4:30. Let's go. You know, everybody needs to have people in their corner. So, and yes, that was the PG version of the story, Nate, because Nate definitely cursed me out that day. But that's my type of personality. Even when I played ball, I was used to getting yelled at and cursed at every day and told about myself. So I'm a big girl, I can take it. Woo, I think that interval went a little longer than a minute. Let's go ahead and bring it down to 6. Woo, and adductors though. When I say I cannot wait for this year's Olympia, you guys have no idea. And some of my stories where I'm telling you about visualizing, I've been visualizing being in that black suit, having that black hair, having my biggest, brightest smile, hitting every pose with perfection, and just walking off that stage knowing I did my absolute best. And wherever the cards fall is where they fall. But I have a really good feeling about this year. I am stress-free. I feel good. I mean, my girls are you guys see my girls? They're freaking killing it. And I'm just feeding off of their energy right now. So I'm at an all-time high when it comes to my motivation level. There he is. Speaking of my rock, I do what I can to help. He sure does. He sure does. I feel like we need to write a book on how spouses, how family can help competitors. One day, guys, one day. That might be an ebook so you can give it to your significant other. Read this. This is what I need. Thank you so much, guys. You guys really do freaking light my fire. Woo! I think I want to go up a little bit on speed. We still have about 20 seconds before the next interval. We're going to go down to a 4% and a 5. Yes. Right? And that's something you guys should be thinking about too. When your prep gets hard, think about how far you've come. And think about everybody who supported you throughout the entire time and believed in you. You know, sometimes when I can't do it for myself, I just think about everybody that believes in me, including you guys. And it's like, man, I can't let these guys down. They're looking at me to motivate them. What do I look like not motivated and not inspired? So I kick that noise. No negativity here. No negativity. All right. Woo. Man, this feels good. And yes, I did take my Expedite, my pre-workout this morning. Green apple flavor. use my code Breena006 for 20% off. Stuff will get you going. I like it though because I don't have that crash. There's a lot of pre-workouts where you're like, you know, you're feeling good, but then all of a sudden, you know. So this one is really good because I feel like it tapers down, and it's beautiful. Yes, positive vibes. I'm loving it. All right, we got 10 seconds, and we're gonna go ahead and bring it down to a 4, back to that recovery zone. See, it's like just when you start to feel, oh my gosh, how much longer is this going? We change up the intervals. That's what makes interval training so much easier to get through. I mean, guys, we've already been doing this for 20 minutes. In my head, it's like, wow, we're practically there. Make sure that speed is at a 5 and that incline is at 4%. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you guys. I mean, some of the things I always think about is, you know, there's not a lot of things that you can control in life, but you can control your fitness. You can control how much you come to the gym. You can control what you're putting in your body, supplement-wise, nutrition-wise. You can always control your effort. You can always control your response to negativity, because it's always gonna be there. So why are you surprised when it happens? I just try to turn the other cheek and keep a positive vibe, because positivity kills negativity all the time if you just make sure that there's enough of it, you know? So I have my moments, I struggle. You know, my husband could easily tell you, shoot, I just shared a story on how Nate had to slap the silliness out of me to get me back on track. So that's why you gotta surround yourself with people who understand, you know, who want to see you do well. There's always gonna be people out there, you call them the haters. I don't put no type of time into that, guys. You gotta focus on the positive. You gotta focus on you and what you can control. That is it. Amen, amen. We having church today on the treadmill, y'all. Woo! Let's bring it down to a 2. And let's bring the speed down to a 4. Man, it feels so good to sweat. I see I'm glistening. All right. Yes, I love it, Grace. I'm glad I'm inspiring you for your second session. I mean, it's really all about how far can you take it. That's what excites me about fitness. That's what really got me going with this whole bodybuilding thing is, well, what if, right? Why not? Those are the questions I ask. I don't tell myself like, oh, I can't do that, or oh, I'm too little, or oh, it'll never happen for me, or oh, there's politics, or oh, I don't want to do this, I don't have to do that. I mean, if you find yourself thinking of reasons why you can't do something, you don't have the right mindset. Stop thinking about why you can't and start thinking about why you should, why you can, and what you're gonna do to be able to do it. That's the key to positivity. That's the key to keeping yourself motivated and inspired. Start asking yourselves questions as if you are already doing it, right? So like I had a conversation with my athlete, Lindsay, and I told her, I was like, look, because there were times in her prep where she was struggling. I was like, look, you want to be a pro, so you gotta act like a pro. Is a pro gonna cheat? No, we're not gonna cheat because we're this close from the show. We know, you know? It's like experience tells you how to be. You gotta listen to it. You gotta listen to your body. You gotta stay focused at all times because it's real easy to get off track. Real easy. All right, you guys ready to bring it up again? We only have one more go round. One more go round. So let's go ahead and get that incline to an 8. I'm on fire today, guys. Ooh, this feels good. So 8% incline, and then between a 5 to 5.5 speed. All right, awesome. No senorita bread. No senorita. No, no, no. So that's so funny, Gio. Cool that you saw that. So on my stories yesterday, obviously I was in Hercules picking up my salad from Kinder's, and maybe a couple doors down, there's a Tutti Frutti, which is another weakness of mine. I love froyo. Froyo with mochi. I don't know what you guys like as toppings, but woo, I know. Don't be speaking that evil. So senorita bread is sold fresh daily at Star Bread in Hercules. When I tell you that it is the devil in disguise, OMG. I love bread. I am a carb queen, which is why I do so much damn cardio. And let's just be honest, I can put away, I was just talking to Nate about this yesterday, I can put away a dozen without even thinking twice. And it was after a show, I did it, and I start feeling a little guilty. So I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I still like to log my food, hold myself accountable, you know, look in the mirror and be like, yep, you sure did just put away 1,300 calories in less than 5 minutes. That was your total intake for the day in less than 5 minutes. Holy crap, it was so good. Was it worth it? In the moment, yes. Would it be worth it now to have one? Absolutely not. Because nothing feels good, nothing feels even better than hitting your goals. Stimulated bread will always be there, but the opportunity to get that body where you want it, small window. We'll talk more about that in a second. Bring it down to a 6 and 4.5 speed. But yes, I told Nate yesterday in my stories, I said, we won't talk about how many carbs that is. I mentioned that it was 1,300 calories for 12 pieces, but we won't talk about carbs because we don't need that type of negativity in our lives. I know, I miss bread. And it's simple, it's literally just bread, butter, and sugar. But it's bad, it's so bad. Maybe a treat later, but right now, eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Great question, Grace. In the beginning, I used to track all the time, but because I pretty much eat the same things, the same amounts, I know that intuitive eating does come into play, but I do recommend that everybody track your food. I mean, it's really that simple. It's about calories in and calories out. I mean, yes, there's a whole macro piece to it, but if you track your food, make sure your portions are good, and are aware of your intake and outtake, you really can lose weight. And I'll share a story with you in a second. That's proof. So, I want you guys to bring your interval to a 4% and a 5 speed. So, I know my girl Eugenia doesn't mind me talking about this. So my downstairs neighbor, she is working on her degree, and she pretty much works, you know, those 12 to 15 hour shifts. You know, I see her in her scrubs, and she was just like, girl, I really want to lose weight, but I really have zero gym time. I said, no gym time, no problem. Where's your food at? So we sat down, we looked at her calories. You know, I gave her some suggestions on what to eat and where her calories should be. And she went from being 160 to 142.5, and I think she's dropped even more because that was last week when we checked in a matter of 3.5 weeks. And she can fit in her graduation dress. And I told her, at the bare bones minimum, if you can, try to get in maybe 3 20-minute sessions. Go outside for a run. But it really is about your food, guys. What are you eating and how much water are you drinking? She's like, I'm not even hungry. I feel like I'm hydrated, my skin's better, I'm sleeping better. You know, she's not as anxious and feeling, you know, so negative about herself. She feels good. So, you know, I don't want to simplify it too much, but I really do believe in calories in and calories out. That's why I wear my Fitbit, so that way I don't drive myself crazy like, am I overdoing it? Am I doing enough? I like to track. I mean, is it tedious? Yes, but you only have to do it temporary, you know? I still use my scale and I still track. Do I do it daily? No, I do it when I change my foods. You know, if I decide I want to make some substitutions, that's when I do it. So hopefully that gives you guys some hope. Hopefully that gives you some insight. And it really isn't rocket science, guys. So, let's go down to the 2% interval. And let's go to that 4 speed. 4 speed. So yeah, needless to say, my neighbor is one happy girl. And now she's like, all right, so after graduation, let's talk about some muscle building. I want to train now. I'm going to have more time to train. And that's what happens. You find ways to continue to push yourself. It's like, great, I lost the weight. Well, how can a girl get a little muscle, right? So that's what I do for a living. I help people get better. The best job in the world. I really do. Can you believe we're almost at 30 minutes already? I know. That means I'm halfway done, and some of you guys might already be done. But please stick around. Ask a bunch of questions. Right now, you guys should be in the cool down zone. If you are only sticking with 30 minutes. So right now, after this cool down, if you guys look on the sheet, you guys will probably take a break. But for those of you that are a little bit crazy like me, want to get that more bang for your buck, we're going to stay here. We're going to start that entire workout over again, so we get exactly an hour in. Good morning, Amanda. That's my girl, my UFC gym teammate over here. Ooh, the sweat's getting in my eyes. So let's make sure we're at that 1%. You still get a cool down. 1%. Ooh, girl, TP Morris. Now you're starting to get into some real good stuff. Good question. So, question is, how do you handle improvement season? It's still something I'm working on. Oh, and Nate, that's a great statement. Train like you are training for something, 100%. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't have a show in front of me. For me to have this type of discipline, I gotta have a carrot in front of my nose. And I think a lot of you understand that, which is why we have so many people that do tough mutters and Spartan races, or even the challenge that's happening at UFC gym. That's why we do it. How do I handle improvement season? It's tough. It really is tough. So for those of you that follow my schedule, you guys have probably noticed that I pretty much compete all year round. I might have a small window where I take a break. This was the longest break I've had in probably about 3 years, because after I competed at the Arnold Australia, I took a break so I could focus on my girls, help them turn pro, and then get back, you know, into prep. So I took probably about 8 weeks off. I didn't do what I do for my girls, which is reverse diet and do all those things, because this was my first time having that much time off. I went ham in the paint. That's where the senorita bread story came into play. I gained about 22 pounds in a week. You know, a lot of it was water, a lot of it was bloat. It's not the best thing. It's not the best for your body to do that. That means your body's got to work that much harder to process everything. I was bloated. I was miserable. I wouldn't say that I was depressed, but I was getting pretty close to it, because you see your body in such phenomenal shape, you know, and you see, you know, every line that you could possibly imagine, and then all of a sudden it goes soft, and you start to look like a butterball turkey. That's what my abs look like, just a little smooth butterball. and it's so, it can be depressing if you let it, you know. I had some photo shoots that I had to push back, and you know, I started wearing the hoodies and, you know, feeling bad about myself. And then I had a moment where I said, who are you right now? There is no weight that you can't drop. There's nothing that you can't do. It's just time to sack up and do it. So, you know, once I started feeling that way, I just said, hey, I'm putting myself on a clean diet, getting my cardio back up, and then, you know, there it goes. But it is hard. It is hard being in an improvement season. It's hard to see that weight go up, but I do believe it is necessary. Maybe not 20 in a week, but as it goes to show you, I am human. I wanted to eat any and everything, you know, that I didn't have for all the months that I was dieting. But it is a balancing act, you know. It isn't going to be easy, and you do have to make some conscious decisions. But I do my best to help my athletes, because I want them to be better than me. So I probably tighten the noose a little bit for them. I give them reverse dieting. I slowly reintroduce carbs. I make sure they pound the water, and that's the first thing that they put into their system, and it helps. Ooh, cornbread and chili. Like a moth to a flame right now, cornbread and chili. Okay, focus. But yes, that's pretty much what I do. I have them reverse diet, you know, and I slowly get their calories back up. I mean, even Priscilla Vargas, Peas and Carrots, posted a pic and talked about how she was at a high of like 1,800 calories, and the lowest that she really got for her prep was 1,500. But that's because I keep my girls high in the off season, so when we have somewhere to cut. It makes no sense, ladies, to stay on a 1,200 calorie diet all year round. You have nowhere to cut from. You're gonna be miserable, and you're gonna lose muscle. That's gonna be part of it, because you're not gonna be able to have sufficient protein intake, you know, and all the things that you need to be able to grow. Most of bikini athletes need to grow a little bit more, especially in their upper body, and bring down the legs, because we're not proportionate. So, anyways, long story short, you have to listen to your body. There are stages that you need to go in. it is extremely difficult. I don't really know too many competitors that don't go through those struggles when it comes to having an improvement season, or you know, you're in between, you know, you have a good 5 to 6 months in between your next show. And so I think that it needs to be talked about more. I'm really hoping to turn the corner this year, because like I said, that was me, you know, this past spring. And after these 3 shows in September, I have a break in October, and then I got 3 more shows in November, and then I'll have a break from November until March. And I have plans to kind of change how I eat, and I'll definitely share that journey with you, as it is going to be a trial and error kind of thing for me. But I'm really looking forward to, you know, showing you how I am going to keep that balancing act. And I think it's a way to keep accountability on myself if I share with you guys what I'm doing, because then that means I actually have to do it, right? So stay tuned for that. I think I would love the opportunity to share that with you guys. So let's go ahead and start this over again. Let's go ahead and get to an 8% incline and a speed of 5 to 5.5. If you start your off season with too low of calories and then start to, you know, cut, you're setting yourself up for failure. I'll tell you that right now. And I've done it. That's why I know it's miserable. And it's just not, I mean, you might be able to get through it for a show, but then your longevity decreases as well. So it's one of those things where, I'll give you a perfect example. After Australia, I was supposed to do the Salt Lake City show and the New York Pro, but because I got a little too ham in the paint, and it's almost like I put way too many miles on my body, if you will. Like, I was definitely tired. I bloat terribly when I travel. Not anymore, since I found out a new little way, thanks to my sponsors, Victor Conti and Snap. I figured out a way to kind of pull my water a lot better, so I avoid the bloat when I travel. But long story short, when I landed in Australia, I was 126 pounds Wednesday, and I was supposed to compete on Saturday, and I like to be at 115. So you can imagine how much stress I had to put on my body to get down, and I believe I was 117 when I stepped on that stage. So the last stage pics that you saw, I was about 2 pounds heavier than from when I got those 2 wins at the Legends Classic and at Fit World. So, you know, that did hurt me. So it's one of those things where I had to take a break after that show, because I had put so much into getting down that it's not that I couldn't mentally do it, I had to listen to my body. Do I really want to put my body through that much pressure and stress, you know, for another 2 shows, even though I already have my Olympia quals, or do I want to wait, you know, take the time to let my body recover and then hit it hard for a good Olympia prep? And so that's what I decided. You know, you can't get caught up with competing and competing and competing. The ultimate goal for me is I one day want to be the Miss Bikini Olympia champion. If that is my goal, why do I need to do 50 shows and win when I've already got my 2 wins, you know? So I had to kind of slap myself around and, you know, get the big picture in mind, and that's what I did. All right, so 6%. Hopefully that answers your question. And let's bring that speed down to a 4.5. Okay, I'm actually keeping up with you guys. What a great question. I mean, I always enjoy your questions, because it does help me think. It's like, oh yeah, that did happen. And I do feel like sharing is caring. So the more that I can share, I hope that it helps you guys avoid some of the mistakes that I've made, and hopefully it points you guys in the right direction on where you need to go, so that way you guys can get results too. Can you believe we're coming up on 40 minutes? What? Great question, Emily. Hard answer. So the question is, do you ever take any complete rest off days from diet and training? So yes, it's not as consistent as I'd like to be. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, but I do try to take at least 1 full day off of training. I don't take any days off from dieting. The diet is always there. I don't like cheat meals for myself, because I feel like it's I don't know, there's something about rewarding myself through food that I don't like. I would rather reward myself with a massage or a mani-pedi, because Lord knows I need it. But I just feel like, yes, there should be a balancing act. I mean, I think like, you know, there's refeeds. I know, but I don't like the term cheat meal. Definitely don't like cheat day or cheat weekend because that's insane. But I just feel like you work so hard during the week to have a cheat meal, that kind of sets you back. Or it just keeps you the same, you're not progressing. So that's kind of why I don't really take, especially if I'm on contest prep mode, I usually don't have any cheats. I don't think Odo in the 2 years we've worked together has ever been like, we're gonna, maybe one time in the 2 years, we're go ahead and have some steak and sweet potatoes when I'm like, you know, really low in calories as a food bump. And usually I'll do a food bump if my energy is really low. And even if I can't like muster it out, because I like to think that I will find a way to beast it out, but there comes a point where your body's like, no. And so sometimes you need a little bit of a food bump. And so for me, it would be like steak and sweet potatoes. Usually like 3 or 4 ounces of steak and about 3 ounces of sweet potatoes. And that will boost my spirits right back up. So hopefully that kind of answers your question. It really depends on where I'm at. If for some reason I'm ahead of the game, then yes, it makes sense to have a cheat to keep you, you know, there. But I'm almost never ahead of schedule. In my head, I'm always like, on to the next, on to the next. So, but I think for those of you out there that run lean all the time, like my athlete Priscilla, Peas and Carrots on IG, I have to give her burgers every week because her metabolism is just so, I mean, I know, right? Burgers every week. It hurts me to tell her every Sunday, please go ahead and have a burger, slap some avocado on it, you know? And there's even been some times where I'm like, have a piece of bacon on there because she needs to keep those fats up, you know? Some people do need to have a little bit of a dirty bulk or a dirty meal, if you will, because their metabolism is just, it runs like that. She really does run lean all year round. Even when I pump 1,800 to 2,000 calories in her, it's insane. All right, bring it down to 4. So it really depends on your body type. My body type, it like sees burgers and immediately I gain like 5 pounds each cheek on my butt. So that's why I don't do cheat meals very often. Make sure your incline is at a 4 and your speed is at a 5. Yes, agreed. I'm reading TP_Morris, reading your statements there. So true. Ooh, I don't know about you guys, are your legs on fire? "42 minutes in, this is great. Man, I'm really gonna miss these IG live sessions. We'll have to kick it back up." One of my go-tos that I do like to have, if I do feel like I need a cheat, if you will, I like to have sushi. Nothing satisfies my taste buds more than having like a little bit of unagi with some seaweed salad and some edamame. Like, still really clean, but I don't know, there's something about it that just makes me feel like I'm not on prep. But I don't feel bad or guilty because I know that my body absorbs it and I can use it. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, for Friday morning cardio, Purple Chris. And then, how do I choose the color of your suits? Oh, thank you so much. So I'm really blessed to be able to work with Allison from Sunset Swimwear. She listens to my crazy ideas and kind of makes them to fruition because I have no clue on how to make stuff. I just know what I want it to look like. And one of the things I've always wanted to do is wear a black suit. But the problem with wearing a black suit is I feel that, you know, the colors can be distracting and you can kind of hide certain things, I feel, when you have, you know, certain colors to pop and, you know, make your glutes look a certain way. Your connectors a little bit higher can make your waist look a certain way. So I started realizing, you know, the different things to kind of make my physique, like enhance it, if you will. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Enhance my physique. And then a black suit doesn't really leave much room for error. And so I feel like a black suit is a really big statement. It's like I'm confident in where I'm at. And so that's kind of why I decided I'm going to go black. And it worked out beautifully. My favorite color is purple. And my very first suit was a lavender. Go ahead and bring your incline down to 2%, and a speed of 4. But usually how I go about suit color choices, because I do help my athletes choose their colors too, is I know that the primary colors, like jewel tone colors, your reds, your blues, your greens, your purples, look best. And then you have, like, I call them asterisk colors, like, because I still think that they're gemstones, black and yellow, but not everybody can pull them off. And that's when you have to think about your skin tone. So I feel that yeah, that's great point, Emily. Fluorescent colors, not usually a good look. I've seen some highlighter yellows and greens. They look cute on the beach. They look cute at pool parties. They don't normally look the best under that stage light and with that tan. You have to be careful not to choose a color that you fall in love with because it looks good on your skin tone as is. Case in point, when I did my Gov Cup show, I wore a tangerine orange suit. Because, you know, with my normal skin tone, orange, like mango-y color looks great. But when you add your tan, it just kind of washed me out. Like I didn't pop, I didn't stand out. So I was like, okay, as much as I like that orange look, not a good look for me. So I've made some mistakes, you know. I just make sure I learn from them and apply what I've learned to my athletes so they don't make the same decisions that I've made. All right, I feel like a parent right now. But I really do want the best for my athletes, so that's pretty much why I will shut it down and be like, sorry, no. I think sometimes they need that. All right, guys. Dang, we're 46 minutes in. This feels really good. All right, let's go ahead and bring that 2% back up to an 8. And let's get that speed between 5 and 5.5. I need a sip though. I'm starting to get that dry mouth from all this talking. Good. Still in the 160s for my heart rate. We're winding down here as we only have an 8. We're on the 8 now, so we just have a 6, 4, and 1, and then we'll be done. So we got 5 minutes left, and it'll be an hour. Can you believe it? It's awesome. Oh, I feel so accomplished. I've been actually getting up earlier now, mainly because I'm meeting up with Joni. So I get up during the week at 4, make sure I'm here at the gym by 5 a.m. and we knock out our first hour together. And it's been really efficient because I feel good that I knocked out my first session out of the way. That way, if crazy stuff happens throughout the day and my schedule gets crazy, I don't feel this anxious feeling of I gotta get my workout in. So I feel like I'm able to keep my cortisol levels low, which means less bloating for me. And I just feel more accomplished. So maybe you guys need to start earlier. You know what I mean? Maybe that might work for you. Have you thought about changing your routine? I am going to bed earlier. That means I'm getting better sleep, which means I'm recovering. So that might be why I'm feeling a lot better than I normally do. All right, let's bring it down to the 6. And let's bring it down to a 4.5. And when I say normally do, usually I just feel pretty achy. It's one of the reasons why I go and get sports massages often at Fightletics. Good morning. All right, questions. Do you think it'll be harder as a vegan to compete? I don't eat egg and I don't eat seafood, and my body is starting to reject chicken. I'm running out of protein options. Sweetheart, fantastic question. I do believe it is possible to compete as a vegan, and I think that you just have to make sure that your supplementation is right, because when you do cut out animal products, you do need to make sure you're getting your B12 and your B6 and your iron from somewhere. When it comes to protein, there's tons of ways to get protein, whether it be tofu or lentils, legumes, edamame. There's protein-based protein noodles out there, and I actually buy those often. And you get sufficient amount of protein that way too. They also have a lot of plant-based protein shakes out there that are really good. So Vega is one of them, Fit has another one. So 100%, I do think it's very possible, and I'm actually reading more and more about it, mainly because I do have more clients that are interested, you know, in going that route, and so I want to make sure that I'm well versed in the different ways to do it. So I'm actually researching and learning now, and as I'm researching, I 100% believe it is very possible to do so. So great question. Keep your eyes and ears open, read, become a student of the game, and figure out how it applies to you. That's pretty much what I do. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Yes, Gloria, I know you were at the gym by 3:45, you crazy girl. I think, great question. For me, I do start off with having about, I think it starts off at like 5 or 6 meals, you know, every 3 hours, but it really depends on my schedule, you know, and I really pay attention to my burn. There's some days where I burn way more calories because I have like 12 to 13 clients and I'm constantly moving around. And then there are days where, like, if I have a half day, I'm not as active. So I do reduce my caloric intake, you know, based on my activity level, which is why I love having my Fitbit. Because if I'm not expending as much, then I don't need to eat as much. So there is some swings, if that answers your question. It really just depends on my burn. That's how I deal with my calories. And then when it comes to carbs, I usually just do a slow progression down to about 1 meal a day with carbs as I get closer to show. But again, that is strictly for show. I'm trying to dry myself out, lean myself out, and so that's the only time I do it, not for real life. Okay, guys, we are coming down to the 4. We'll stay here. 4 and 5, and then after that, we are in cool down mode. We probably should have been in cool down mode about 2 minutes ago, but I got a little caught up in the workout, so we're going just a little over an hour. But I'm not mad at it. Hope you aren't either. These are really good questions, and I'm really enjoying this conversation. For those of you that are just about done, feel free to just walk it out or stop and stretch. But we'll be wrapping up here shortly. Your guys' questions are awesome. That would be funny. If there was a big spider behind me, I would just start booking it like, because I do not like spiders. I don't like bugs. I don't like creepy crawlies. The funniest story I can tell you is back when I used to do cross country, I went to San Benito High School in Hollister. Our mascot was a hay baler. Yes, we'll go in another story for another time. Pitchfork and all, in overalls. Yes, that was our mascot. And anyways, I was running a trail in Morgan Hill, and we were kind of going over this dam. It was like some kind of reservoir, and we're coming down, and all of a sudden I hear a rattle. Yeah, the kind of rattle that you see on Discovery Channel with the hiss, this snake. I never booked it so fast in all my life. I didn't know where it was. I just heard like, and I just started going. And I think I finished 3rd that race, and I was somewhere like behind, and I think I passed a few people because I just kept going. I don't know what I was thinking, but that flight or fight syndrome is real. All right, my friends, bring it down to 1 and have your speed at a 4 or 4.5. See, that's how long my legs are. I'm gonna speed at 4 right now, and I can walk normally. So that's why my intervals are a little bit higher than most. It doesn't mean that I'm a speed demon by any means. I just know how to use my gait. Oh yeah, my husband knows I'm usually like, Gilbert, there's a spider. He's like, are you serious? The weights that you lift, and you're concerned about a little tiny spider. Yep, I am. Ooh, I hope you guys enjoyed today's workout. If you guys didn't catch it in the stories, here's where it was. We did get 2 rounds of this in for about an hour, and it was fire. It was fire. I'm loving where I'm at right now. Let's see and get this on. Yeah, we're good. Heart rate is starting to come down, which is what a cool down is all about. That's really the focus. Whew. Guys, feeling good, feeling great. Let it ring with hearts if you like that workout today. Whew, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down now to a 3.5. See if my heart rate drops a little bit more. Have a great day to you too, Miss Tanya. Hopefully your boulder shoulders are feeling it, because I know that booty is. So we had a killer workout the other day. Yay! Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm so glad you guys are here with me in this journey. The road to Olympia is real, guys. It's getting closer and closer. Great way to start the weekend. I've got some crazy training coming up later today. Got a client at 9, and then I'll be heading to Snack headquarters. So I may go live again today. Keep your phones close and just kind of share what I'm doing, because we've got some crazy workouts coming. And then I've got my team practice is back up this weekend, so you'll probably see some stories of my ladies, see some stories of Miss Joni as she's on her road to pro. We are less than 4 weeks out for her, and sitting at 5 for your girl. So thank you guys for your constant support. Have a beautiful weekend. Remember to tell yourself, I can, I am, I did. Don't take any negativity. We don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Stay positive. Smile. Say hello to people. Open doors for people. Do something nice for someone else. It really does make you feel good. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be taking all of these IG Live cardio sessions that I have and putting them on there. So if you missed any of them, I'll be sure to make an announcement on when those are up, so you guys can keep going, because we will be on a month hiatus as we lead into the Olympia, but hopefully I'll bring it back, especially if you guys demand it. And then don't forget, if you're not already following, please follow on the IG account. But most importantly, enjoy your weekend, hug your family close, and thank you guys for supporting. Mwah! Have a great day.